down here, blah, 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 right? And as they go down, each member of the group gets killed, and he's like, see, I told you, motherfuckers. And, of course, they get trapped, and they can't go anywhere, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, at the end of the movie, guess who it is? It's fucking Christopher Robinson doing all the killing. And he was crazy from the very beginning that you found out. That's what I would have done.
That's a great twist to it, too, but people want to see, apparently, these crazy-ass
I thought the
animal killers.
I thought the addition of more characters other than Pooh kind of hurt the film because
Well, goddamn. Wait till Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Well, at least they had the decency to tell us that, they killed Igor.
You still said it wrong.
I know. I did it on purpose so you would correct me.
I hate you. It's Eeyore.
Eeyore. Go back and it might have been a horrible conversation that we had that we that I kept calling him Igor. Eeyore. Master.
Yeah, so just a little FYI, Winnie the Pooh Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, I think comes out this year.
Well, you know what, man? I hope that they put a little bit more effort and they maybe, just maybe, I really hope they don't continue this Christopher Robinson storyline. I really don't. I hope it's a brand new group of people and just give me a slasher film. You don't even have to give me a detailed story. These people are in this area and they shouldn't be, and they get killed off. That's all you need to get. I don't need any flashbacks. I don't need Christopher Maybe Christopher Robin can show up kind of like Ash and be like, I'm here to save you, bitches. Mm-hmm. Something like that. But be self-aware. Don't take yourself too much goddamn seriously. And maybe give us some laughs because...
But we are getting more characters.
Well,
we're getting Owl and Tigger.
Well, the thing about it is 2024, we're going to have this same list, and we need movies on it, so not all of them can be good.
Not all of them can be wieners.
Yep.
But you know what is a wiener? Not a winner, but a wiener is 34.
34.
I wonder if we got the same. I have Children of the Corn.
No, I have a different movie. Do you want to talk about yours first, or you want me to talk about mine first? Because I don't think you've seen mine.
I'll go ahead and do mine.
Okay, you tell me about why Children of the Corn came in at number 34.
I put Children of the Corn above, but also below on this list because I had expectations, and the next couple of films ranked low on my list because I had expectations for these fucking movies.
And just to remind people, we're not going from best to worst. We started off worst to best. So
yes.
The ones that we've said so far are the worst of the worst. We just want to,
put a little emphasis on
it. On that. This is not,
But this movie,
go ahead,
is worse because I had expectations for it. I saw the cover of it. I was like, ooh, it looks like, a little TLC, a little love, they're gender swapping. Okay. If it fits. Now, the best part about this fucking Children of the Corn remake is the main girl. She does an excellent job.
By the way, the little girl that plays in this movie also was the little girl in It Chapter 2 who had the birthmark on her face and went under the bleachers.
Yeah.
And she had that dialogue with Pennywise, and Pennywise started drooling, and before she could say another word, he fucking ate her.
Yes.
So that little girl. And very talented.
That's exactly what I was about to get to, because she seems so sweet and innocent in like that It moment.
Yeah.
And then in this movie, she's a diabolical little bitch.
Yeah, she's sinister. And one thing that I kind of liked in the movie is one of the few good things about the movie is as the movie went on, she gained more and more confidence, and she gained more and more of a cult-like leader.
Yeah,
because when you see her in the beginning, she's kind of not that. She kind of realizes what's going around in town, but she, everybody's like, she's still just a little girl, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I'm even going to go on record in saying that her performance is on par as the original. The main guy.
Yeah.
The main guy from the original. I think her performance goes hand in hand. And that's fucking sad.
And, the thing about it is her performance is even more creepy because the original guy, the original boy in the original Children of the Corn, if you saw him in real life, I don't care who you are, you go, that fucking kid is creepy.
Yes.
That kid, something's off with him. He's an Addams Family member.
Yes.
Okay? This little girl
could trick you.
Yeah. You can walk up to him and be like, oh, what are you doing here, little girl? You need some help? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So to me, that's even more scary.
And that's why I have to, shit on this movie, is because this performance was so good that it aggravated me through the whole movie, because the rest of the people, by the way, this is a remake of the first Children of the Corn, is just fucking terrible. Like everything else is just fucking terrible about this. And we actually get to see the thing that is to be,
which was bad. It was bad.
It was like an overgrown fucking cartoon.
Groot. It was Groot.
Yeah, it was Groot Scarecrow.
It was Groot Scarecrow. And you know what's funny? The basis of this movie is children take over the town, and if you're a teenager who's not on board with them, or you are an adult, you're doomed. Well, here's the thing about it. Only the children's performance was good. The teenagers and the adults were bad. So by the end of the movie, if all these adults and teenagers die, I didn't care.
No, I gave zero fucks about this movie. I physically bought this because we tried to go see it in theaters. Thank God we didn't get that far.
Yeah.
Because it was I think the closest theater that was showing this shit was an hour and a half away. And I was like, nah, let's just sit this one out and we'll wait till it comes to streaming service. And God damn it, if it took too fucking long, so I saw it at Walmart for $8-9 on DVD or Blu-ray. It was on Blu-ray. And I was like, bet. I'm going to buy it and it's going to be good.
And the funny thing is, you had already seen it before you bought it, didn't you? Or no, you saw it the moment you bought it.
Yeah, and then I bought it, watched it, and then I think you came in 2 days later. It was like, hey, by the way, it's on streaming service now.
Well, you gave it to me, and you were like, dude, you need to watch this.
Yeah.
And it's set on my fucking shelf for about 2 weeks because I'm too damn lazy to hook up my Blu-ray player. And by the time I got around to convince myself to go get my Blu-ray player and hook it up, it was on Shudder, and you subscribed to Shudder, and I watched it on there. So that Blu-ray is still collecting dust,
as it should be. Anyway, but yeah, I'm. It's God damn it! It's there. All you got to do is, you fucking putzes. All you got to do is pick up the football and run the goddamn thing into the end zone.
Yeah, I'm not going to say too much more about this because it will come up later on my list.
It's okay. I'll elaborate on it again.
Yeah. Well, my 34, is a movie called Quicksand. This was on Shudder, and this is not a terrible movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's still just an okay movie, which is why I put it right at this place. Quicksand is about these two couples. Or not two couples, but this couple of two. Anyway, they're on the verge of getting a divorce. They're kind of sick of one another, and they get invited to Colombia by one of their friends to kind of they're both in some type of business and they need to present a presentation, but the friend reveals, hey, the presentation is not until Friday. I told you guys to come on out because I got you hooked up at this great, hotel, great food, everything else. By the way, this guy does not know that this couple is getting a divorce. Okay. So, they reveal to him finally, because he gets them a room, and of course it's one bed, and they're like, should we tell him that we need 2 beds? And they're like, oh, we'll be fucking assholes if we do that. I'll just sleep on the fucking chair and you sleep in the bed and all that. Anyway, these assholes decide that they're going to go hiking, okay? To get their mind clear. Yeah. And the woman, it's supposed to be the guy and his friend going, but the friend couldn't go. And then the woman's like, I'm going to go. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll go with you. And she's like, no, you don't have to. And he's like, no, I'm not going to let you go hiking in the woods of fucking Colombia by yourself. Yeah. So they go out there and they immediately get out there and it's goddamn Columbia Forest. Not the company that makes things either that I used to work for. It's the Colombian Forest that, it's raining. Go fucking figure. So they try to hike back to the car and they find a jerk off trying to steal their shit. And they're like, hey, get the fuck. He turns around with a gun. One of them distracts and the other one like hits him with the book bag and then they fucking take off running in the goddamn woods. He's chasing them with the gun.
Come here, I'm going to get you.
And anyway, they run into what is commonly known as quicksand, but not as what some people think. Some people think it's actually sand and it's brown sand and it's mixed with water and all. No, this is actually mud. Mm-hmm. It's when the ground gets so saturated and full up with water that the ground becomes like this jello type of thing. It's in fucked up forests and shit, so it's a real thing. And anyway, the guy chasing them just kind of goes the fuck on somewhere, right? And they're stuck in this shit. They're just stuck, and they don't know what the fuck to do. And most of the movie is dialogue between them two. And it's almost like a therapy session. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's almost like we should have stayed together for the kids and this and that and blah blah. It's like we
wouldn't be in this situation if you wouldn't have came home late that Tuesday night in November.
Yeah. Plus they mix in they try to mix in like some elements to it. Like there's like a snake scene, and,
of course,
shit like that. Anyway. That is the majority of the movie. Anyway, this guy who tried to rob them has their backpacks now, and he goes through their backpacks and he sees where they're staying at. So he goes to the hotel.
Yeah.
And he tries to check in under the guy's name, and the guy's friend is sitting in the lobby. And by this point, they're missing, and he's kind of freaking out. And he sees the backpack, and he goes up to the guy. And he's like, you motherfucker, you know where they're at, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's kind of how they find the couple. Anyway, she had actually gotten out, and she's fucked up. She's trying to find the road. Anyway, the ambulance find her, and now they have to find the dude. And you're kind of thinking, oh, fuck, she's going to survive. He's going to die. But they find him finally, and he comes out, and he gets sent into, the ambulance, and they have that moment. They lock eyes. I love you. I love you too. Oh, they're going to stay together. And anyway, it ends with like a tight shot on her face, and then it goes black. And that's what this movie was. And
this is art.
Yeah, it wasn't really art. It was more like
This doesn't even sound like a horror movie to me. This sounds like a bad rom-com.
No, this is a movie that is supposed to be horror related to real life elements that you face in the forest, like snakes and quicksand